Welcome to The Slice with me, Bill Peters. Here in The Slice, we're going to take you on a little ride, and I hope you enjoy it. So buckle up and hang on, because we got a lot more to come. And enjoy the show. Hey folks, Bill Peters here, and welcome to Slice. Today we're talking about the mounds in the Ohio Valley, namely Alligator Mound and a little bit on the Serpent Mound. Remember, there's over 2,003 of these mounds out there. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Hopewells and the influence on the surrounding areas and whether or not they were in fact mound builders. Now, many people do not believe that the Hopewells were mound builders. They believe that most of these mounds were made prior to the Hopewell civilization, which took up far more than just the Ohio Valley. Now, we know that these mound builders happened after the Great Floods. If they had been there before the Great Floods, they would have been washed away once the floods happened. So everything that you find, or let's just say that the majority of what we find in the Ohio Valley had to have been post-flood. Pre-flood architecture, I do not believe would have survived the onslaught of the water. I may be wrong. I certainly can't prove any of it. But it's just a logical deduction on my part, and hopefully I'm right. If not, well, I've learned something. Alright folks, so let's take a look at what we got this week with the mounds. Okay, so let's start with the Hopewell Nation. This is a general map of the Hopewell influence, what they think was the influence. And they made items like, very sophisticated actually, like this bowl and other similar items. Now, these types of things could have been left behind for the Hopewells, but we don't believe so. So here is the astrological setup of the Alligator Mound in the Ohio Valley, and it shows the Scorpio constellation. Much like many other mounds, they do have astrological influence. Here's a cross-section of the wall in the Great Circle, and that's in the Newark earthworks. Amazingly, they're able to tell what was original and what was built on top. So we have some conundrums. Artwork such as this medallion show the circle of life, basically, with the serpent encircling the shaman. Very cool. They also made a lot of other things that don't seem to be of their ilk, but yet they show the warriors. Now, the Iroquois embarked on a genocide campaign against the Hopewells at one point or another, and the battles are talked about in all the cultures. Now, these folks, they smoked a lot of tobacco, or maybe it wasn't tobacco, maybe it was pot, or some other such plant. Okay, now let's look at some of these other earthworks, like this one here, the Great Big Man. That's close by to the Newark earthworks, the Serpent Mound, and the Alligator Mound. So in Coteval, they took this golf course and built it right into the mound system of that area. It's crazy and stupid on their part. They've destroyed a lot of things that we might want to check out. And then over here is the Alligator Mound. Now, all over this Alligator Mound, they found burnt stones that had been heated over and over and over again. Now, if you envision this without grass, covered with stones, burning at night, you show a great directional beacon to the Newark earthworks. These are the effigy mounds shapes that they found within the Ohio Valley. They found over 2,003 of these mounds that are documented as being officially of this group. It is incredible. And if you look at this, you see the Newark earthworks, and this is from the museum, and of course they throw the Hopewell artifacts in there to supposedly prove that the Hopewells made these. Hopewells were not known for mound building. That's the funny part. So we really doubt that that's what it's about. Wall pictograph showing men in a boat chasing a sea serpent of some kind. Looks a lot like a darn dinosaur, if you ask me. Okay, now let's look at another image of the Newark earthworks. This is the big grand circle. You can see that at the top of the page where it arcs down. This thing is so big that you have to be quite a ways up in the air to actually see it all. Now, if that's the case, how the heck did they make this thing so accurately? Here's a topographical map of the Alligator Mound. It's I just put that there for info. But let's look again at this Serpent Mound. Now the Serpent Mound is actually in a crater. Amazing, amazing, amazing that it's in there. But it may be there for that very reason, that it's actually in the earth, in the crater. It may even point at the direction that it came from. Inside that same crater is this earthen pyramid, which, geez, I don't think they were known for pyramids either. But nearby to the Serpent Mound, they also found this mica version of a serpent, completely made out of mica, about a 1/4 inch thick. Crazy. Very cool. And also nearby we see this smaller version of the Newark earthworks. This is not the same one, it's just a different one. Now in Tennessee, lined up with all those, is this complex that they're currently excavating. It's very, very interesting, and I can't wait to find out what they find or when they get done. But it's still underway. Also near this area they found these, a incredible collection of pipes, and they did a lot of smoking. they were either crackheads or addicted to excuse me. Okay, so here we have more of the earthworks. This is 27 acres just in the one square alone. Huge, huge area. Now, back in the late 20s, they did this excavation here where they were trying to figure out what was going on in there. I think they thought they were going to find treasure or something, I don't know. But from the other side, you see the seat mound. This is the seat mound, so was the last one. Very cool stuff. And the Ohio earthworks, it covers such a huge area, and the Hopewell Nation covered such a huge area as well. But the Hopewell Nation extended far beyond where these earthworks are. So there's no earthworks in a lot of the Hopewell areas. Okay, so here we have again another angle on the Newark earthworks, a different section of the Newark earthworks that hasn't been developed. A lot of these areas got developed before they stopped them. And of course here's the Serpent Mound crater, Serpent Mound right there in the middle, or not quite the middle, but off to the side there. So we have a lot of these mysteries, and it all points at ancient aliens. Thanks, folks. Well, so there we have a very interesting conglomeration of mounds and possible theories as to what they might mean. I believe they're probably markers for ETs to land vehicles. During the post-flood era, the number of sightings reported by all the cultures, including Inca, Maya, Aztecs, the Hopi, the Hope. Well, we don't know about the Hopewell, but all we do know is that I have a stupid dog that I have to kill now because he won't shut up. She won't shut up. So anyway, so folks, I welcome your comments and ideas about what these huge structures might represent and who might have made them. Were they giants? Were they little people? All things kind of point at normal-sized humans, but we don't know this. Tellinger and a bunch of others talk about, and Graham Hancock actually, some of them believe, not all of them, but some of them believe that these were giants that built these structures. Yes, there were giants in the land in those days. The Native Americans likely wiped them out if the flood didn't take out most of them. I believe the flood probably did take out a lot of those guys. But obviously some of them did make it through flood stage. I suppose that much of it would have survived the flood should it have been just covered over with silt. But these structures do not show the silt buildup. They show post-flood. So that's just where I'm standing on it. It doesn't mean it's right. It just means that it's one of many ideas out there about these things. So again, subscribe, share, like, and all that happy stuff. And remember to check out Matthew Bowers and his Eyes to the Skies site. That would be www.therealmj12eyes-to-the-sky.com. Check out Clarence Mitchell with his Blog Talk Radio. He's had some really good shows lately. Do check that out. Check out anything that Kimberly Wright does. She runs a good chat on many of these shows that come up on the History Channel and stuff. I don't believe she's stuck just to the Ancient Aliens show. I believe she has other shows that she runs that on. I'm not totally positive, but check with her. Check with any of the other admins if you have any questions about the Ancient Alien Theory site here on Facebook or anywhere else you might find us. We're getting a lot of members, and we invite a lot more. Go to Facebook, search out the Ancient Alien Theory. If you go www.facebook.com/groups/ I believe it's AA Theory, and just hit enter, and you should get right to our page of members, and we'll be glad to make sure that one of the admins let you in. So have a great day, folks, and we'll see you next time on The Slice.